Hey everybody, Adam here for True North Wilds. I've got my Mystery Tackle Box Pro for the month of June. It's really ugly outside, it's raining and storming, so I'm stuck here in the basement. But on the plus side, this came a lot earlier than normal. Usually I don't get them till the end of the month, so it's kind of a nice surprise when it showed up in the mail yesterday. I think they switched their shipping methods or something. Hopefully it's a trend that continues, because it's kind of nice to get it at around the same time that everybody else does instead of a couple weeks later, like has normally been the case up till now. So for those unfamiliar with this, I got the Mystery Tackle Box Pro Walleye Edition. So as I open this, I'm going to be evaluating based on how I think it's going to do for walleye, which of course is the main fish that we catch around here, up in southeastern Manitoba. Going to go ahead and open this up and let's take a look and see what we got for this month. Alright, ooh. Fancy. So the box is different. Came with a ruler, some advertisements, their Facebook link, things like that. Keeper requirements for contest entry. They list different sizes of different fish. Of course that's not going to apply for up here. They're panfish, trout, bass, walleye, different lengths, which will all be different here. Still, that's the first time that they've done a pop-out box like that I've gotten, so that's kind of neat. Alright, first things first. What do we got here? We got some floaters. These are always handy. I mean, can't go wrong with that. Look like your basic, here, yeah, standard balsa floats. That's good. Actually, I don't have a lot of these, so I've been meaning to pick some up, so that's pretty useful. Moving on. Alright. I am liking the look of this box. This box, I should mention, by the way, has some pretty good weight to it, so I can tell that there's some big packages inside here that I'm looking forward to opening. I've got Zorro's Fast Action Fat Dough Lowly. Fat Dough Lowly. So these are some nice thick grubs. This is something I would use. These are they got a nice twister tail on them. They got a pretty good color. The green is a good color, that light green. The dark body of the grubs, it's hit and miss around here, but definitely something I would try. Haven't heard of that brand before. Stan Sloan's Zorro Bait Company. Yeah, I'm not familiar with them. They look pretty good though. A good size. They got some good weight to them. Okay, so I've seen these before by Northland Fishing Tackle, which is pretty popular up here. We've got a puppet minnow darter jig. So this is sort of a, I'm not even sure how you would describe this. It's a jigging minnow type of bait. We use these around here. We typically would use these ice fishing in the winter. This isn't something I would normally fish in the summer. They're pretty neat though. They got this tail on them that kind of gives them some floating action. They got the hook, as you can see, right on top, and it's sort of centered and balanced with the weight of the thing, and it's meant to just sort of jig straight up and down, or at least that's how we use them here. But like I said, not really much in the summer, but in ice fishing season for sure, these do really well. I have a few similar to this, not quite the same color. Actually, I really like sort of the purplish blue tint on the top. The one I have is more of an all silver colored one. So I'll get some use out of that, but maybe not till winter. Some Daiichi hooks. Just sort of standard hooks. I got some Daiichi brand hooks in the last box, and I've used a couple of them since then, and no complaints. They're nice and sharp, they're sturdy, good size, so hooks, can never have enough hooks, that's for sure. Okay, I'm gonna, oh boy, as soon as I opened up this box I was eyeing this one up, and these are some huge jigging grubs. These, wow, these are huge. They're not the longest rubbers that I have by any means, but these things are fat. They got a good bit of weight to them, and I am loving the color on these. Ooh, they definitely have that, whether it's pork fat or what that they infuse them with, but they definitely have that smell, that's for sure. As soon as, I didn't even finish opening the package and I got a good whiff of that. Yeah, these have some heft to them. So these are interesting. They have the paddle tail, which is cool. They got the ribbed body. They're basically, you know, they're a plastic. I have many similar to this, but not this size. I don't have any plastics that are just fat in the middle like that with that weight to them. So this is something you would either jig with or Carolina rig, drop shot, that sort of thing, troll with them. This is, just holding it and looking at it, I'm thinking actually this is a good size, and the weight will, right now the walleye can be pretty deep. That weight will help it sink down there with the addition of, you know, weight on there from whatever rig I'm using. But interesting. The color on this is really fantastic. Got the dark green on the top with the speckles, and you got the light green on the bottom. Both of these shades of green are good colors to use around here, so the combination of them together and then the sparkling in there, I think those will do really well. And like I said, they got that really good smell to them that I got a really good whiff of, and my hands stink like them, so that will just help. Okay, live target. Of course, they make good lures. So we got a Copper's live target smelt. Dive depth of 3 to 4 feet, so that's a little bit shallow for walleye at this time of year. Going into the summer, they're deeper. It's got a nice rattle to it. It's got a really nice color to it. The profile is nice. You got your shad profile, or your smelt profile, I should say. And the color I like because, I don't know if you can tell, but the color, there's all these shades of blue and purple and silver, and there's a little bit of green on the top, and there's a little bit of orange on the head. There's the orange on the fins, the red around the gills, but the body is just reflecting all these brilliant colors. It just goes from this orange on the head, green stripe on the back. You've got it starts off blue, and there's sort of a blue stripe that carries on, but then the blue transitions into this nice purple color here, and then the silver base color in it all. This is throwing off a lot of color. This is going to be really good for bass. That 3 to 4 foot dive depth, not so much for walleye this time of year, maybe later on when they're shallower in the colder water, but all year around, all summer that I'm going to be going out, I'll be throwing this for bass for sure. So, dual purpose. I'll use it in the fall for walleye, definitely for bass throughout the summer. I like that. I love the colors on this thing. That is just brilliant. Very eager to try that out. Bandit lures. I don't recall if I've seen anything from them yet. If I have, I don't remember what. So this is a B shad, dives at 8 to 10 feet, which is a better depth for walleye. They're around that 10 to 12, 9 to 12 sort of area right now in the areas that I've been fishing. So that would be the right depth, and ooh, it's got a good color to it as well. So this is a nice pattern on this. Got the nice big lip. That's where your dive depth comes from. It's going to be a good diver, nice and smooth. Got that nice slope to the lip there. I like that. The eyes are nice on this. They got a good reflection on them, and then the color, of course. That pattern with the stripes, the chartreuse, and the little splash of orange on the belly, and then just a nice solid black back. But those stripes with that chartreuse in there, that's a good solid choice for the waters around here. Not a lot of reflection or flash, but this will be a good choice when they're being a little bit more picky, when they're not super aggressive. So later in the day, you know, the morning bite, when it's a little bit darker out before the sun's really high, go for more flash. They're a little bit more aggressive. They'll target those things. Later in the day, when the bite slows down and they kind of rest for the day, and you need to really be a little bit more subtle when you're going after them, this would be a good choice. You get the color that they'll be able to see, but it's not in your face, flashing. It looks really good. So, does it rattle? Yeah, a little bit of a rattle there. Again, not huge. It's not a loud thump, but it's a nice, subtle sort of small rattle in there. So that's good. That'll be a good daytime lure for me to try for walleye. Happy with that. And of course, to wrap up, as always, oh wait, what's this? I got MTB garlic. I'm assuming it doesn't say anything on it, but it's labeled as garlic. I'm not going to open it. I'm assuming this is some sort of scent to throw on to whatever bait I'm using. I've never really used additional scents like that before, other than just what comes in packages. Like if the grubs come, usually they're pre-soaked in whatever scent like that, the fat one. I'll give it a try. I'll see how it works. I'm not sure how walleye will react to that or anything else around here. I've never really used them, and it's not something that's super popular around here that I'm aware of. But I'll try it. Let's see how that goes. And then, like usual, we get a few stickers. Always fun. There's no mascot this month. Usually, every one I've gotten up till now, there's been some big sticker, and usually a decal of some sort of whatever their mascot for the month is. Last month it was some big fish with a ball cap on and fishing rod and things like that. So just their logo on the stickers this month. That's fine. The card, as usual, gives me the value, the retail value of everything in the box, lists everything in the box. Again, like usual, these are all American prices. Up in Canada it's a little bit different, so these don't directly translate to the value that I paid for the box. But I always found not useful to look at these, but overall, judging by what I got and pricing those out in Canadian dollars, it still works out to be a pretty good value for what I paid. One thing that I am noticing just now that did not come in the box that I normally get and I actually look forward to is their little magazine. Usually they have their little Dibble Digest that they call, which has some good articles. That's very light on the advertisements. It's usually 10 pages of, 3 or 4 articles. They're well written and they're usually pretty informative. I don't see anything like that in here, so I guess it's not every month that they do that. So that's too bad, but gotta say, I'm happy with the lures I got. I'm really looking forward to trying out this really just beautifully colored blue and purple one, mainly because this coming weekend I will be going specifically for bass, and this will probably be what I start with. So everything else looks good. I got some utility items, floaters, hooks, things that you can always use. The grubs, you can never have too many grubs. Having a variety is always good. You go through, switch back and forth, switch colors until you find what works, and sometimes you got to go through 20 different ones before you find one that works. So more is always better. And then the lures that I got, just no complaints. I think this box is good, and I think I'll have some success with it. If you like what you see, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe. I'm just starting out, so any extra views, any extra likes, any extra subscriptions always help me out, and it lets me know what people actually like to see and if I'm doing a good job. So leave some comments, leave some feedback. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/TrueNorthWilds. If you like to read, check out my blog. You can read all about my adventures outdoors, outdoor projects that I do, different things, anything related to the outdoors. I like to write about it, so if you like to read, TrueNorthWilds.com. And of course, check out the rest of the channel, browse the playlist. Hopefully you see something you like. If you don't, leave me a comment. Let me know what I can do better. Always appreciate the feedback. Thanks for watching.